Hello, welcome to Laura's Painted Minis. I am Laura, and we're back with the Kobolds. Hopefully we can get these pretty well close to being done. I got kind of a lot of base coating to kind of work up on the kind of bluish fabric. I'm also gonna try and work on the weapon too. It's kind of the big pieces left to do other than like the small things like the claws, eyes, teeth, of course the base. And I will probably do some touching up of the light leather at after we get those studs painted on. I'm just doing another layer of dragon blue, which is what I used to begin with. It's kind of showing up purplish on camera, but it is blue. And I'm using moonstone blue to create a few highlights, basically. Gonna do these pretty quick and dirty, nothing too fancy. Cause like I said, I want to get them done. I'll try and still do a decent job. But yeah, don't want to be spending hours on this. These are going to be sold on eBay. Those very much tend to go for less than what I would get if someone had commissioned something for me. But it's a good way to get the name out there. Quite often ended up getting people who they've gotten my minis and then usually follow a bunch of my stuff. I feel like even for that, it's worth it. I always put the buy it now option at like kind of a base pricing usually. Just in case there's someone out there who's willing to pay that much for it. Definitely have some tweaking to do with the light leather. I feel like I kind of lost a lot of the shadows on that one, on that in particular. I feel like I still had some shadows on everything else pretty well, but yeah, definitely the light leather. Could use a tiny bit more contrast. Kind of wonder if maybe it was my glaze. If my glaze was too strong, or maybe a mixture of that and my shadow is not already being strong enough. I'm actually going to come back with an actual metallic on all of these metals. So actually, yeah. On these tiny studs, I probably don't need to be doing this in between color because they're so small. But oh well, I'm already doing it. So okay, do the wooden part. We'll just rinse and repeat, so to speak. Well, these ones I didn't get base coated. I had a busy weekend, so I basically just used this morning to kind of mix up all the different colors that I was gonna use for some of these bigger areas. And get a base coat down on at least one mini, just to make sure that it was the direction I wanted to go. And that's what I got done. Yeah, I was doing a lot of driving this weekend to go up to Yankton, South Dakota for a family gathering. So that was fun. There's some cousins I haven't seen in a while. Definitely did better on the light armor, getting some keeping some shadows in on this one compared to the last one. These are still very tiny studs, so I'll probably still have to come back and do a little touch up of the leather. Ooh. You have to hold on just a minute. I will be right back. The toddler who's out of bed. he was with me on the trip, and schedule was completely messed up. So we'll see how this goes. On this one, I am just gonna go straight to the metallics, like I talked about. I have a cat who I think is trying to get into his bedroom. Probably also a result of this weekend being gone this weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if the cats, or if one of the cats started thinking that his bed, my toddler's bed, was theirs. We'll definitely also need to come back and line around this rope with the leather shadow color. I thought about making this little thing blue as well, but I feel like we have enough. There's a lot of the things on here are painted with colors on it, and not like a ton of neutrals. Like the black is kind of the main neutral right now as far as what was already painted. So kind of why I'm going a little more neutral with the weapon and um, this little belt buckle. And I feel like with the wraps being up here, then this like tabard or fabric and rope down there, that there's kind of accounts already for a decent chunk of the mini that is blue. There's really no rhyme or reason as to why on this mini I'm finishing out the blue before base coating the other colors. I just feel like it. I have I have a little kind of travel kit of sorts for painting. It's basically like a bake beads box of sort, like kind of a big craft organizer. But it doesn't have like all the little tiny compartments that like a regular bead storage box would have. So I can fit the paints. And if it's a small mini, like, or a regular, like, medium sized or less or smaller, then I can usually fit that in there too. I just usually put that in a different compartment or wrap it just so that the paint, whatever I've already painted on there, doesn't get like ruined in the process. And I wrap my ceramic palette in paper towels so that doesn't break or anything. And then like my brushes, there was a Kickstarter I did. I fulfilled, not fulfilled, that I backed for dry brushes, and part of it had an add-on of a travel, kind of a travel kit for for brushes. It's like a little roll-up thing. So, I mean, my water cup is kind of the main thing that doesn't actually sit in anything or is able to be like fit into something else to pack it. But I mean, I don't really need that. You don't really need a special thing to carry your water cup. Just empty it. Hopefully that's a given. But I didn't end up actually painting. I was just very tired. And I didn't really have a place that I could just kind of like set up like a little paint station. And I guess I kind of could have. I had my own room that had like a decent sized dresser and a chair, so I suppose I could have set up something. It wouldn't have been very comfortable though. I just ended up like they're watching some of the shows that I tend to watch on Disney Plus, or like reading like my Bible and stuff. Just more chill. Those things didn't really take any like setting up like my paints would, so that it was nice. Also meant I didn't make any progress on my freehand on the potioneer lady. I got it started on Thursday, even though I didn't stream. I did still have my regular paint time later in the evening. Plus, I don't think I had even gotten it figured out quite yet of what the freehand design was going to be. By the when I would have streamed. So you didn't miss out, really. I would have probably worked on what I'm working on, or yeah, on something else on the mini, just because I needed to do more planning since I was wanting to do something a little bit more complex. I can show you here in just a little bit since I'll finish this guy up and then I can show you. It'll be towards the end of stream by the time I think I get the everything done, at least of what I've been doing today. Not really going to be able to do another one of these because my metallic paint is drying up. Now that we have the heat going, it's a little bit drier in the house. Okay. That meant I could finally put away the dehumidifier. We can just have a little bit of time not having extra machines to run before things get too dry and we need the humidifiers out. The dehumidifier was a purchase for this year. It was a very wet summer, so it was starting to get upwards of like 70% humidity inside, which is not great for a lot of things. Not great for health, and not great if you want to not have mold or mildew. Alright, so that's all of those. All the stuff on that guy. There's still 2 more kobolds to do, but there's not much time left of the stream. So here is what I got started. This is just, so I did stripes of walnut black, and then I used pure white to go over top with the actual design. So the walnut black just kind of helped me see the general path to go along. So yeah. And if you go on my Instagram, ooh, which also I think Threads and Facebook also it automatically posts to those too. I did share a picture of this already, along with a picture of the piece of paper that I practiced drawing on. Kind of, well, practice drawing as well as trying on a few different ideas, and I landed on this one. I like how it kind of turned out. I was kind of wanting something kind of like a flower of sorts, but also like brocade. So I feel like it turned out pretty well, and now I plan to make this actually kind of like gold NMM. So that means I need to go back over it with color. So we'll see how that goes. Even right here, I have it like this. You can see the walnut band of walnut there. I'll probably leave it for the most part. We'll make it just kind of looks like it's meant to be there, like a border of sorts. But yeah, it already painted up the purple, so you can see that there's already the highlights and shadows. I was trying to go a little bit for like a shiny-ish dark purple, because the idea with brocade is that it's usually like silk fabrics. So yeah. So that's what I'll be working on probably Thursday as well. It's quite a bit to do to do the golden MM on this whole design. So it's probably gonna take me a little while to get just that done. And then I do plan on actually making these tassels also, like gold MM. So yeah, thanks for stopping by today. Cat throwing things. And I will see you Thursday with this female potioneer. All right. Have a good couple of days. Bye.